Welcome. In this video, we're going to talk about how to make a checkered background. We're going to do this with just CSS. So we have this big block over here, and we're going to be adding a background layer. And normally it's an image layer, but we're going to make it a conic gradient background layer. And yeah, so this is what it looks like. It transitions from here to here in a circular fashion. And we can actually introduce ranges for the colors. So we're gonna have white coming up all the way up to 25% over here. At that point, we're gonna start with the black, and then we're gonna continue with the black up until 50%. And then at that point, we're gonna transition into white, starting from 50%, and there you go. And then the white is going to continue until 75%. And then at that point, we're going to be transitioning into black, and it's going to go all the way to the end. All right. So using this technique, as you can see, we created a very basic checker. So that's a 4x4 checker background. And this is fine, and there may be some use cases for this, but we needed to repeat multiple times. And for that, we're going to be using the size. So we're going to use custom size. So if I reduce the width of this gradient, you can see if I set it to 50% and 50% over here for the height. So now all of a sudden we have more, and you can continue to do that to fit as many rectangles or squares as you wish. But a lot of the times you want a specific size for this. So let's pick like 100 pixels and 100 pixels, which is pretty common. And you can see this is basically what we're going for, something repeating. And right now it's set to repeat on both X and Y. And yeah, so this is basically how you can create a basic checkered background. One thing to note, this might bother some people. It just comes to the end, it cuts off. So if you want to set that, like you can set repeat option here for just X, just Y, or no repeat. But there's also another option here called space. So space actually leaves a little bit more space in between to make it fit perfectly. And it may not always work very well. You can see there's some additional sizes here. And you can use round. Round basically will increase the sizes of the squares, and it's going to make it look perfect. All right, so that is one thing that we can do. Let's just set it to a repeat for now so that we can see the effects easier. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is the angle. So when we do the angle here, you can see I can set it to 45 degrees, and all of a sudden we have a cross-section checkout that is pretty cool as well. And also there's something called the position here, position of the gradient, which is different than the gradient position over here. We have the gradient position, and then the internal position of the gradient. So for this one, we can actually, by default, it's at 50%. So if we set it to 50% here, you can see this is exactly what we had before. And if I move it, you can see how the effects are happening here. So if I set it to 0%, 50%, we end up with this pattern. I can set it to 100%, for example, over here, and we end up with a different pattern. And if you play around with the angles, you can create pretty different and creative patterns here. The other position that controls the overall gradient position. So you can see everything is moving at the same time when I change these. So you can adjust it like that. Yeah, so this is basically about it. So you can actually use this for animations as well, but individuals variables like this. So if you need to animate them, you will need Houdini, which is a topic for a different video. All right, that's about it. Thank you very much for watching.